I'm good.
Um,
So
I'm
you,
extremely sorry for all the technical difficulties. Like for the past week on Cambly, I've just been experiencing a lot of internet connection issues. Um, so I apologize for that. Um, I know like it has been a hassle scheduling and stuff. You know, my schedule has been off, so I'm sorry
your
about that.
video is coming vertical. Is it your video is coming vertical?
I can only see like sideways too. Are you able to? Are you on your phone? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, now it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But like I was saying, I'm sorry for all the technical issues I've had in the past. It's just Cambly's website has been down, like the server is not working properly for me. I don't know about other tutors, but yeah, I'm sorry about that. Okay, so I can introduce myself. My name is Shrusti. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm actually Indian. I do Cambly part time, so we can today have a conversation. If you have any reading material you want to review, we can also do that. Okay. So do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes. My name is
Mm-hmm.
Amir, and I am from Hyderabad, and I
Mm-hmm.
work in MNC company, US Healthcare, as a
Mm-hmm.
quality controller. So I take care
Oh,
US Healthcare and
oh, okay.
New York, Tennessee,
Mm-hmm.
Virginia, like the county. So that's
Oh,
all
okay.
about me.
Okay, that's really good. So, what you're trying to learn English like for grammar purpose, fluency, what are you trying to improve on?
Yeah, I just want to know, when you are go for interview, okay, so what kind of question they ask in America? Because in India it happens like I know very well in India, how they give to interview,
Okay.
what kind of question they can ask. So in the same way in US also happens. So you tell me, how to crack the interview in America and what kind of question they can ask like that.
Okay. Okay. So like questions as in like medical school, like I've interviewed for medical school, but like medical field, they mostly um I've done several positions like as a paramedic, as a medical assistant. So what are you looking for specifically?
So let's talk on if you're going for an interview in university or in college. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So what type of question they can ask?
Okay. So for university and college, they basically asked me like, why did I choose the medical field? Like, like what is my motive, or what as growing up through the education system, what motivated me to pick this career out of all the different career options? So that's what I would ask you. Why do you want to go into the medical field?
Okay. So like this
Mm-hmm.
kind of question. In India, also
Mm-hmm.
it happens same time. They
Mm-hmm.
ask a lot of why you want to leave current organization, why
Mm-hmm.
you want to join. So point of view.
Hmm. And also, they ask about like, what can you bring to the medical field? Like, what are your qualifications? Besides your resume, besides your certificate, your grades, your testing scores, what is something that you can bring unique to this career, to this field? That's what they ask. Yeah,
So they want to know the skill set,
skill
like
set. Yeah.
which how you can give best service
Hmm. Hmm.
like that.
Yeah, and this skill set isn't included in your resume, like anything outside of your resume, because they can see the resume, they can assess, right? Like, how to do, let's say, how to speak in English. That's a skill. But what do you know outside of that, right? So they want to know about something that's unique, that makes you stand out. Yeah. Hmm.
Okay, so I believe that like they want to see apart from communication, for example, apart from communication, another skill which you have.
Hmm.
Like sometimes it happens if you are applying for a quality controller.
Hmm.
So at that time you have a Six Sigma certification,
Hmm.
7QC tool,
Hmm.
like that they want to.
Hmm.
Um, uh,
Hmm. Hmm.
it's a good activity. Yes,
Sorry, repeat it. Sorry.
you continue.
Oh, yeah. So I was just saying that, like, let's say if you have like business background, right? So they want to know, how you developed in that business field that you had. So you can say, I have a lot of experience in convincing people. Like that's a skill set that's not mentioned in your resume, but it's a skill set that you develop through those experiences, right? Like for me, for example, I worked as a paramedic. So my skill set would be that I know how to work in a very fast paced environment, like very fast. I have to think fast, act fast. Yeah. So that's something I would highlight while I'm talking during my interview. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, so it's very, very important. Like whenever we are giving interview, at that time we have to, sell ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Which kind of skill we have, how we can give, best service to the client,
Yeah.
so that they hire us.
Mm-hmm.
I believe.
Mm-hmm. Basically, you have to sell yourself. Like you have to sell your skills. You have to sell that, and also the very hard question, in my opinion, that they ask is, what is your weakness? Because like, if you tell them your weakness, then like, they will judge you based off of your like what you say is your weakness. So some people like to say that, oh, my weakness is I overwork, right? But then any any
Yeah.
any weakness that you have to spin it into your strength, like how you had this weakness and how you're improving on it, right? Or how you had it and how you make that into your strength. Yeah. So,
So,
go ahead.
yeah, I also, same, problem for me also.
Yeah.
Whenever, in interview they ask, what's your weakness, what's your strength? Strength, okay, I can say, but at the time of weakness,
Mm-hmm.
it's very hard to explain that, if I'll say some weakness, they
Mm-hmm.
will catch it as a negative.
Yeah.
So it will be, bad. I believe that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah. What I usually say is that, like, for me, would be time management. Like, I say that sometimes it's hard for me to manage my time because I'm committed to so many things, right? So I can tell them that, oh, I'm doing so much. Like, managing time is difficult because I am volunteering, I'm working, I'm a student, and I do all these activities. So it's hard for me to prioritize what to do first and what to do last. So I say that as my weakness, but it shows that, I'm hardworking. That's what it shows. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely, we have to say, positive things.
Uh-huh.
So they can think, yeah, okay, yeah, this person is a fit for this company,
Uh-huh.
like that.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. So something that, portrays you as a positive person. Another thing is that they ask you, it's a weird question, but they ask you like what you like to do in your free time, and they assess you as a person. Like if you're, let's say, if you're a productive person or not, and even in your free time. So they ask you, for medical school especially, they asked me like, what do I like to do for fun besides like studying, reading, and stuff like that. Yeah. Because they want to see
And,
how do you spend your free time.
also they ask, why you want to leave the current job. So it becomes also very tough at that time, what we have to
Uh-huh.
say.
Uh-huh.
Because if I talk about myself, I say, I'm leaving my current organization for growth.
Mm-hmm.
So, for, salary sometime,
Mm-hmm.
because people leave the company because of, salary
Yeah.
or some growth.
Uh-huh.
So what do you think on this?
So for that, like good way to answer is that you can say, I feel like after you work with the organization for so long, your capabilities become limited. Like they increase, like your skills that you learn, they increase and then they level off. That's why I want to learn, or I want to explore another field, explore another organization. If you're applying for the same position in another company or something, you can say, I want to explore another organization and basically grow my skill set in a way. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
For, enhance our skills or for better
Mm-hmm.
prospect we are living there. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's very important. You can also say that, I feel like this was a good learning experience for me, or this company that I work with, but I want to contribute what I learned and spread it to other organizations and make them just as good as this. So you're not talking bad about the current organization you're leaving to join another one. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely, very very good point.
Yeah.
They can this person is a fit. They are leaving the company, current organization,
Mhm.
but they have good example, or they have good skill. They have learned a lot of things from previous company.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So we have to talk the positive thing,
Mhm.
so that the HR can think you are fit for this company.
Yeah. Mhm.
Absolutely.
So in your
And another question,
sorry, go ahead.
yeah, another question asked, yeah, another question they ask, at the last, what do you know about my company? So what's your point of view on this? How you reply? Then after I will tell you how I reply.
Okay. So for me, before applying to any like position or job, I do my research before going in. And then you know what I look at? I look at their mission statement, right? And I say that I know your mission statement is this and it aligns with my mission statement, like what I want to contribute to this corporation, to this company. And that's why I am motivated to join or motivated to apply. So I like every time I've applied to any position, or let's say for me, for example, it's like a hospital. So if I go to one hospital branch and I'm leaving it and I'm going to another hospital branch, right? So I say that this hospital has this mission statement, which I really agree with and which you know fits my perspectives. So I say that that's why I want to join this, and I know this about your company, and you're doing like if they're doing any community service or if they're doing any uh, what do you call it, humanitarian work. That's why I want to join. That's what I do usually. Yeah.
So you mean to say that we have to research about the
Yeah.
company before going
Yes,
interview,
for sure.
and also we have to find out the services,
Mhm.
what kind of service company they are giving.
Mhm. Mhm.
So we have to find all information. Like also, we have to also find the branches.
Mhm.
Where is the branch of
Mhm.
particular company, what service they are
Mhm.
providing,
Mhm.
and what's the current news for particular company.
Yeah.
So they will think, okay, we did a lot of research
Research.
for the
Yeah.
company, and they are
Yeah,
interested.
it's very important because like, you know, if you do research, you feel very confident, right? When you go into the interview, you know what they're looking for, like what type of employees they're looking for. And so that way you can structure your answers or anything that they ask you, even if it doesn't fall under, the list of questions you rehearsed for the interview, you know what they're looking for if you do research on the company. So that I feel like that's very important in any like job interview or any hiring position that you're going in for. Yeah, it's very, and it like if you praise their company and organization, it makes an impact on the HR or whoever's interviewing you. They're like, oh, they're genuinely interested. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And it's a very, very important that we have to research more
Mhm.
about the company
Mhm.
whenever we are going for interview, because HR wants to know, are you really interested for the interview or not.
Mhm.
It show that when HR is asking anything, how we are replying. If we are replying very perfectly, then HR will think, "Hey, this person did research a lot.
Yeah.
They you did a research a lot,
Mhm.
and you are very interested to join this company."
Yeah.
So it's a very very research
Yeah,
more.
for sure. And they don't only think that, oh, you're just applying for this position for money, so they don't think about that, even though that's like, it doesn't matter if that's your motive to apply for like more money, right? A position for more money. That's okay. All you have to do is sell yourself to them to make them think that you're actually there to improve the company overall, right? To contribute to the company. Yeah, instead of just being there for the money. Yeah. Mhm.
Absolutely. Added, very, very important point. Sometimes it happens, people go for interview
Uh-huh.
just like that. They are not ready for the interview.
Uh-huh.
They think, okay, the interview is going on, we'll go for interview.
Mhm.
But according to me, when we are going for an interview, we should research more,
Mhm.
and we should be very interested to join the company,
For sure.
I
For
believe.
sure. Okay, looks like our time is up, but it was very nice meeting you. Okay. And again, I'm sorry for all the technical difficulties we've been having.